song.
That is true.
That is true indeed. Hello, everybody. I hope we are.
Hello,
hearable.
everyone.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hope
guys.
Hello.
everybody can hear us.
Yes, I can hear.
There we go. Everything's working as we thought it was gonna be. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the late break last week, but we back with episode 5 of the Zcast featuring your boy RevivedGamer and also your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, team leader of Big Time Rushers himself, TooBad4Xbox. Welcome, my dude.
Thank you for having me, my dudes.
Yeah, really wanted you here.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes, we did. It's gonna be very fun today. Can't wait.
Very
Indeed.
fun, very exciting. Talking
Yes.
about some good stuff.
Indeed.
yes.
There's a
Alright.
lot of stuff to talk
yeah.
about. Like, last
Yes,
week was
there
gonna
is.
be a doozy already, but now we even got more stuff to talk about. Like, some
Yeah,
of
we
this
just
stuff
we
is-
we stacking up, dude. We stacking up. We got a lot to talk about. All right.
Yeah.
We got lots of. All right. So it's been I guess we'll just say it. So starting a couple days ago, season 2 for season 2 Reloaded came out for Cold War. So that was our big update. So yeah, that's pretty big. So season 2 for Cold War and Warzone came out. A lot of things changed. A lot of small things changed. That is. Not as a lot of big changes, but a lot of small things changed in the game. So we have a lot to discuss about that.
Indeed.
So yeah. So let's see. So what do you guys want to go over first?
The new Onslaught mode.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
talk about Onslaught. Yeah. All right. So with Onslaught, basically they changed a lot with the mode. They basically rehauled the mode. There's like you can pack up on your gun now. You can upgrade your weapon tier. You can do a lot. You can pick up ammo mods. Like they basically made it like so you can do everything now. Which so how do you guys feel about that?
I honestly think it's way better than any other game mode in Cold War. Most fun, and it's very fast paced. So I love it, man.
Yeah, it's very fun. I think it's way better now, and especially the new Onslaught containment mode too. That mode's really fun on the gunfight maps.
It sucks that it's limited time mode. You
Yeah,
know?
indeed.
Yeah, hopefully they don't take it away for too long. Like they don't just ban it like how they banned it Cranked. Because they will, they haven't seen Cranked in over 2 months. So I don't know if we'll ever see it again. We could hope.
I mean, you're still able to play those modes as well, and containment mode is actually right now also in the Game Hub on PlayStation 5, so I do think it's gonna stay there for PS5 people to play in. So if you just want to play it and you have a PS5, you get your buddies in and you can play together.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. Also, something I
yeah.
wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys saw this, but apparently Onslaught is gonna get a 4-player mode soon.
Really?
Yeah, there's something in the code right now that's saying Onslaught quads. So that will be really interesting to see 4 players on an Onslaught map. And I do think that's going to bring a lot of fun and also challenge, because it's going to be a small map and you're going to have more zombies coming in from everywhere. And I do think that chaos is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
For sure, I think that could be fun as well. Something I did want to know of Onslaught too is that it feels really fast paced now. Like just
Yeah.
it feels like you get things really quickly.
Definitely.
You get a lot of you literally upgrade your guns to max. Like you literally might upgrade your guns faster to max than you would in a regular Cold War zombie match. Like that's how fast you like level up your guns and go through the surges and all that. It's really fast paced now.
Yeah.
I only played like 2 matches of Onslaught before this, and I was not that fun. But this is really, really a better experience so far.
Definitely. You
Yeah.
can get to like round 100 or surge 100 way
Yeah.
faster than any other game mode. It's really
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, what I do
yeah.
about this is beforehand you would just go, if you are an intel hunter like me and you want every single bit of intel, you would just go in there when a new map drops for like an hour, and then you're like, okay, I'm done with Onslaught, let's go. Sometimes the intel was glitched, so then you did not enjoy Onslaught as much. I did do some speedruns with Josh Redact, on this map, but it's just not fun in itself because it's just slow paced at the beginning and the upgrades don't get better. And with last season we actually saw a bit of variety in the weapons coming, and now actually getting Pack-a-Punch and level 2 and 3 armor is insane. Like, if I'm seeing this right, is we had full power first introduced in Onslaught and the perk drop. So I do think we might be seeing those coming into the real game itself soon, and maybe even from Onslaught the new ones, the chalices, which upgrade your weapons. I think it will be a really cool reward if we could get that in Outbreak. Imagine if we find a new weapon later on in the rounds and then boom, you get a chalice. Hey, let's go, Pack-a-Punch weapon. Gives you an advantage and it makes it so much more faster paced for everybody, since you don't need to grind for points or do objectives for certain weapons.
That is true.
Yeah.
Punch to whatever
Yeah.
to upgrade the rarity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed.
And I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens too, because with the new feature that's coming out soon, where you can just put on whatever, like basically you can make whatever, like you can make a custom blueprint. So you could literally just make a blueprint with all your favorite attachments, put it on any single gun that you pick up, and you're always gonna be set because you're just gonna have that. You're gonna have that. So you just say you get a gold. Say you find a gold. Stoner or something that you want to use. You grab that stoner, change the blueprint to the attachments you want, grab a chalice, and you're all good, dude. You're all set.
Like,
I've
already tried it out a bunch with a few weapons. Like, I found an FFAR on the ground, and I was like, oh shit, I can put on that new variant I got from Season 2. And I actually tested the damage out with it, and it's a major difference. Like, these attachments, if you can change them, it's a major difference. As well with, like, the revolvers, if you get a purple revolver and it's dual wield, the one thing is that it changes the attachments, of course, but if you don't want dual wield, you can just put a blueprint on it, an easy one, and then you get a single wield one. And I think that is really interesting, and I do think we might be seeing some of that stuff implemented into Easter egg speedruns or high run speedruns, since this could change up the meta in the game itself. Like, meta beforehand was the Spaz or the Gallo, and now we can buy that blue variant on the wall in the Machina, and now we can put our own variants on it. So I do think that's going to be much more faster paced. For example, a Megaton.
Yeah.
Because we can have more damage output.
Yeah, because you basically you just pay for the blue variant, and you upgrade it another 2 times, and you're done basically, which is pretty good. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I think it's really interesting. I think it's gonna be a unique feature, and apparently we are gonna get camos eventually, where we could put our camos on our guns eventually, which I think would be really cool as well.
I heard something of that as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Big
but
fan of
dude,
Dark Ether.
yeah, there's so much, dude. That like there's so much to talk about with this right now. But yeah, what do you guys want to talk about next? Real fast.
So,
The new Outbreak map.
Outbreak, yeah.
Sure.
Beforehand, this is just a really tiny thing that I wanted to talk about last week, but we had to scrap it, of course. Is, I don't know if you guys saw it, but apparently you can change your camos on all weapons in WarZone. That was a glitch that was found out a week ago.
Yeah, it's a very weird glitch. I haven't seen a lot of people do it, but I did see the clip of it. It's very interesting. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it.
Indeed, and I do think that is worth talking about, since if they are gonna combine the Cold War map and Verdansk together, we could be looking at camo challenges from Modern Warfare going on to Cold War weapons and vice versa. So I do think that will be interesting to see if we could take, I don't know, a reactive camo from, a reactive camo from Black Ops, if we're able to transfer them and put them on a Modern Warfare gun. I think that will be really sick to see. And I think it will make the game a lot more playable.
With that flamer, I just wanted to, that goes along with this discussion, is they actually did update the camos today.
Yeah.
With the last night's, they look way better. Diamond actually looks like Diamond. DM Ultra actually looks pretty decent now. It actually looks like the Cold War version.
Yeah.
How it looks. Before it was really weird. It was like grayed out. Now it actually looks good. The Diamond camo actually looks good now because it actually looks right. So That's pretty interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of talk about it right now, man. There's a lot of different things going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. Oh man, there's a lot going on.
There's a
right
lot
now.
of info here. Like Jesus.
There's a lot. So, what do you guys want to go into next?
Outbreak. Because that's
the outbreak.
what
So yeah, okay.
Outbreak,
Yeah.
So I haven't actually played it, so I'm not sure how the new sanatorium is. I played sanatorium. I've always played
good.
that. I just haven't played the
It's
outbreak.
really good.
Yeah.
I did see that they cut down the map by a large chunk.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Like, is that just for? I'm guessing it's just for like making the map not too big. But again, it just goes to show that Sanatorium on its own could be its own battle royale map. So you know, if Warzone ever wanted to make another smaller battle royale map like Alcatraz, there you go. Just port Sanatorium because that map is really good. That map is really good. I think we're fit in BR. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool though. People are complaining that it looked too dark. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that's what I have right now. Is my only complaint. Like,
ooh, we have some breaking news. We have some breaking news.
Oh, we have some breaking news.
What's up?
Yeah, so this is Warzone. So basically right now players in game are getting this message. It's saying alert containment protocol level 1 active. Please take shelter immediately. And there is missiles flying across Verdansk. So that is the current update with the
I see this
event. Yes, Charlie Intel just tweeted out. So yeah, there's actually I thought it was just the bombardment. I will get into all the wars and stuff later, but I thought it was just the bombardment. But no, this is different. It seems like this is we're actually seeing missiles flying by. So things are ramping up for this event finally. I think finally we're getting something. So I would expect some more zombie stuff tomorrow with Warzone. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see. So yeah, we'll go back to the outbreak though. So
yeah,
with outbreak, I really do like the mode. I really do see the complaints though that it does get boring after a while though.
Oh yeah.
When you're playing the same objective every time. The new mode will definitely spice it up. So that'll be fun. But I do think that if they continue adding new maps and maybe adding old maps from zombies, stuff like that, I think it could really be a fun experience. But yeah, I think that the one thing I really want Outbreak to do is I want them to add like limited time modes or even just different modes to Outbreak. Just like how we had Crank for regular survival. I want to see something like where it's like Grief. I think Grief would work perfectly in Outbreak. I don't know how about you guys. I
do think
especially
Grief
because
will be
maybe.
Awesome.
Dude, imagine you had to it's like imagine you can't move on to the next level until both teams agree and like you have to survive it out. Maybe they crank up the zombies and make it there more and I think it'd be great, dude. I think there's
what I was thinking.
There's so many
for Grief on this. If they are to do Grief, they will have to do it. That imagine that you just have to survive 5 waves, right? And the fastest person gets to exfil first. And the first person to actually exfil with their team, they are the winners, in a sense. So you have to fight it out at the helicopter. As you're grabbing gear, loading up, and then it's gonna be like Warzone. Like it's gonna be Requiem versus Omega. Who's gonna get on the helicopter?
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's gonna be sick. But yeah, dude. Honestly, I am really excited for a lot of Cold War stuff. With Outbreak, should we transition this into kind of like Season 3 talk and the future? Because that kind of has to do with Outbreak,
Yeah, one thing I do want to talk about real quick about this season is the new Intel challenges and also the new song Easter eggs.
Yes.
Because that objective is new. That is completely new, and that caught me off guard this morning when I saw it. Like, I don't know if you guys already saw it, but if you go in one of the maps, you can find this radio-looking satellite logo on the map, and it's asking for a signal. And if you find another radio that is not marked on the map, it's gonna give you a signal, and you have to replicate it. And if you are able to replicate it, you get one of the old Easter egg songs. And I do think right now it's only Abracadabra, Lullaby for a Dead Man, The One, and I think it's one from Black Ops 3, Dead Again. So it is an interesting twist how they're using Outbreak to give us these music the old zombie songs for in the music player, and I do think that it's a cool side Easter egg if you wanted to listen to Lullaby for That Man. Imagine.
Did you see the? It actually plays a little bit of GK Nova 6 in it too. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I did
not. It plays a little GK Nova 6 jingle thing. I was watching a video and I saw a little. It actually plays like a part of GK Nova 6. There's a little really cool tease at that too. There's a lot of old song teases in there, which I think is great. Yeah. I love a lot of the old music and zombies. It's fantastic. It's really good. So with the intel too, let's talk about that real quick. So we did get into people that don't keep on the intel, because not everyone keeps up with the intel, but that's basically where the main storyline information is for now. To summarize it quickly, basically Weaver and Sam meet up, right? And they are talking about how Sam they don't necessarily trust Sam because of what happened in Firebase Z, right?
Yeah.
They don't trust her. Well, not that they don't trust her. It's just that they're worried for her because she doesn't want her to. They don't want her to do what she did in Firebase Z, which is she's the reason why the zombies outbreak happened there. So they don't want that to happen again. And basically Sam's saying that she's starting to not trust them. She says she's not even starting to trust Weaver. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the future maps, because we could play as Sam. So how weird would it be if Sam is off doing something else, but we're playing as Samantha? I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how that's going to work story-wise. But basically, there's a lot of stuff going on with that, where they're right now they're in headquarters, and they're trying to figure out what's going on, because they don't want Sam to do anything reckless again. But Sam, is just basically she doesn't even know what she did while she was in the Dark Aether. She doesn't even know what she actually did. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens for the future, because they also say that basically that Weaver and Sam couldn't save a boy. I don't know what boy they're referencing. It's referencing Eddie or.
Yeah.
They might be referencing someone else. We don't know, because we know for sure that they were talking about Sam had a diary entry which talked about a boy, which we can probably assume is Eddie, but we don't know if this is. It's really confusing because we're not sure if they're talking about the same person or not, because in the past we've seen how people assume that R meant Richtofen in the Firebase Z. That never was a thing, so it's kind of, you can't be too quick on things. But yeah, how do you feel about the latest intel, Flamer?
I do think that they're building up the story great. Finding these intels is actually rewarding when you listen to all of it. I do think that it's kind of tedious that you can only pick up a few of the intels in a certain order on each map. I just think that should be able to just pick it up the good way to go. What I do find interesting is that Samantha is like, yo, I'm on the team, but I don't fully trust them. And they don't fully trust me, and she knows it. But if you listen to one of the Grey quotes, I think it is, she says that if she sees a light, a blinding light, she gets immediately a headache, and she becomes nauseous.
Which makes sense, right? Because the Dark Aether is dark, right? Yeah. So if you're in there for a long period of time, you're gonna.
But she's also saying that with her purple eyes. Is that she can see stuff different. So it's gonna be interesting to see what that leads into. Is she straight up just looking into the dark ether right now? Is she in between two worlds? That's what I'm thinking right now. She's in the real world.
What I was thinking was that. What I was thinking, Flamer, is something with the Dark Aether. It changes people, right?
Yeah.
Whatever happens, it definitely changes you. There's nothing. You can't go in the Dark Aether. 99% of the time, you're not going to go in the Dark Aether and get out and be fine. That's not how that works. So, with Sam, right? Normally, we see people get turned into other creatures. They're physically damaged, or they're mentally. But Sam, it's different, because it's just basically all we see is it's just her eyes so far. And obviously whatever is going on with her head.
Yeah.
But one thing interesting with Sam is that a little theory I could see is that the reason why the Dark Aether didn't affect her the same way it affects everyone else is because maybe it's because of the past experiences with the Aether and everything like that. in the past story that it's making her a little bit. The Dark Aether is affecting her. Maybe that's why she could somewhat control the zombies, is because we hear in another intel that basically she hates Peck, right, for everything she's done. She was really mad at him and basically sent the Horde after him. Kind of like how he would send the Horde after her characters in past map. So it's kind of similar to that fact. So it's really interesting to me to see that. It's really interesting.
And also, if you are playing as Samantha herself, she sometimes says a quote when you're killing plague hounds, like, "I used to, I remember how it felt." Like, that is really interesting. Like, is she referencing Fluffy right there, or that she was controlling the hellhounds? Like, it's really interesting to see. And also, there is right now a theory going around with one of the latest new intels that the Requiem director has straight up influence with the voice, like the announcer. So he knows more than we think they do. And that's really interesting to see, because we haven't really seen anything of the Requiem director. And this might be what we are looking at, like a Brutus or Warden Shadowman bond or connection. Like that he can hear the Shadowman, but we can't. Like, you have to go into the other world to see or actually hear the Shadowman. Like, I thought that was a really cool detail they put in, and we might be looking at the same thing like that. Like, there is stuff that should not be explained yet, but somehow we have the answer for it. Like, we're grabbing Ethereum crystals because we're using it for this arms race to make weapons. But where do we get the knowledge from to make these weapons?
I mean, they probably have blueprints from the Dark Aether, like we saw with the Reiki. Actually, the blueprints came from the Dark Aether, sort of. So that's kind of where a lot of it comes from.
The one thing with that is we grabbed the Reiki blueprint and the DIE blueprint. We knew about those. So we know they're working on that. But they are talking about new weapons in the newest intel. Like, the wand. How did the wand came to be? Like, we don't have a blueprint for that. That just suddenly existed. Like, we know it's a gameplay mechanic, but it is something new. Like, how do we get the knowledge to make this?
Also, with that, Flamer, there is something new that hasn't came out yet that also was talked about in the intel, but apparently, I think it was Strauss who said that, I'm not sure, but they are making, so basically, Strauss was talking about how he was taking a Tempest-like abilities and try to study them, and maybe see if they can weaponize it. Well, as a matter of fact, we have found out that there's leaked gameplay, actually, of people using regular guns, but they're doing, like, boss attacks with their guns. So, like, they're shooting, like, so say with the Tempest and their blast, it actually, you shoot the gun and the Tempest blast comes out. Or say maybe like when the Megaton shoots, right?
Yeah.
And at you, it's like that. And there's like there's like glowing ball effects. There's a lot of let me bring it up actually. I kinda wanna bring it up, just I wanna get a reference here.
That is interesting. I haven't seen that leak yet.
No, it's no, it happened yesterday. I wanna see if I can find it though.
Okay, that
where
is
did I
interesting.
find
That could actually change the meta as well.
Shoot,
why is it that every season new meta gets in? Oh my god! Like, I'm telling you, at the end of this road, like every Easter egg is gonna be done within like 15 minutes or something with all the upgrades we're getting. Like, there's a lot.
Here
of
we
stuff.
go. Yes, I see it.
Speedruns can be
so they're called Wonder Weapon _Mega _Barrel variants. They shoot basically boss projectiles. So one shoots like an orb, like an orange orb. One shoots kind of like a Tempest blast. Like I said, there's a lot of different ones, but yeah, we've seen that. And basically, it is confirmed a Wonder Weapon because people have found a way to drop it, and it is the Ultra Weapon rarity.
Oh,
so that's interesting. I could show them too.
Okay.
But they're called Wonder Weapon
share your
Mega
screen
Barrels.
and show it. That will be pretty good.
I'm not sure if I could show my screen, but I could show you. I could link it to you.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I can show it on screen with my My
I'd be
high-tech
careful
wall.
though, because that is I don't know if Activision's how they are with that stuff, but
Oh, whoa.
yeah. So there's a
Whoa.
lot of different things. Yeah.
I don't know
And
if
yeah,
I
I'll
can
send you this
actually
one.
show this, because this is looking like
Yes, this is.
holy mother of
And-
OP.
And look what else I sent you.
Okay.
Yeah, and my guess is that my guess personally is that this is like they're gonna like when the Outbreak Easter egg drops next season. I think they're gonna add these as well. That's what my guess is.
Yeah.
I think these are gonna be added for Outbreaks. This is probably not for Berlin, because I feel like Berlin's gonna have its own wonder weapon. But I feel like these might be for Outbreak, which I think could be interesting
Whoa.
to see.
You want me to send you them as well,
Yeah,
Xbox,
for
so you can see
Outbreak.
it?
No, I can't see it.
No, do you want me to show you, send you it, so you can see it?
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very interesting to see.
Okay, yeah, this looks really interesting. I can't show this sadly on stream, but I will link it down on Twitter, I guess, if I can. Yeah, it looks insane.
This is insane.
Can you send it in the Discord, Flamer? Yes, I will send it in the Discord, Sunny. But yeah, it looks really insane. That looks really overpowered. That's gonna change the meta for real. But what I want to talk about is that people have not experienced or tested enough with the new perks and skill tiers, I think, for speedruns. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since people are sleeping on Tombstone right now for Easter eggs. Like, I found out you can save a whole minute in the Machina with Tombstone.
Yeah, I think another thing is Flamer is that people like it seems like people don't really like to speedrun Cold War anymore that much, so that's probably why a lot of people aren't really noticing stuff like this, because it seems like people just want to go back to BO3 and stuff like that and to do speedruns, because a lot of people just prefer that. So maybe that's why people aren't enjoying Cold War speedruns as much, or finding out a lot more things. Because I mean, it's everyone's like mindset is kind of like, oh, this map's already maxed out. There's not really much else we could do, and they're just going back to old maps to see if they can further optimize those maps instead.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, there's a lot, dude. There's a lot coming up. You guys want to talk about season 3 now? Like,
yeah, sure.
Season 3?
I want to talk about season
Season
3 since I've seen some stuff about that, and damn, it looks insane. Like, I am really excited if this is true. I don't know if you guys saw it, but apparently Adler might die at the end of this season.
Dang.
Yeah.
I actually heard otherwise. I actually saw a leak that Adler, something's going on with Adler, and we're gonna actually save him soon.
We're gonna save him.
That's what I heard, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually saw that earlier, so I don't know if that's a conflicting leak, but that's what I heard
Might
about
be.
Adler. There's
Like,
something going
it's
on.
just rumors and
Season 3.
speculation right now, but
Yeah, it's just rumors, but
what the rumors were is Mason is gonna come into season 3 to be played as, and that's gonna correlate with the Black Ops 2 storyline, where Woods gets captured and we go into the Menendez storyline. And that's where apparently Menendez will come in for Cold War. And I do think that will be really interesting to see if we can actually see Menendez being part of Perseus as a group itself. We know there are a lot of references to Menendez and his cartel. Like, the new map Apocalypse is a part of the Menendez cartel's operation of grounds. And that is really, really coincidental, don't you think? But yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna bring the end of this season, and of course, this goddamn nuke event. Like, ooh, don't know if y'all seen it, but there has been a leak today with actual quotes, audio lines for the nuke event that is coming soon. And
yes, and there's something interesting actually. They we can't show anything obviously,
no,
but
of course.
They do actually, like, during the event. So there's I don't know if you've seen the longer clip, Flamer, but someone posted an 8-minute clip.
Yeah, I did.
It's like 8 minutes, and for a large portion of it, it shows the zombies like echoes of the Dam theme song from Cold War.
That's really interesting.
You hear
it's something,
and that's really interesting to me. That's I have a feeling that when that plays, there's gonna be a lot on screen that's happening, but the background is gonna, with the music. I'm really interested to see what happens there. I'm actually kind of starting to get a little bit more hyped about this event,
Yeah.
especially because it seems
Yeah.
like things are starting to kick up with the breaking news we just covered.
Yeah.
But there's a
indeed.
lot of talk about, I don't know how much people are into Warzone, but I have a lot of things to talk about Warzone that happened last night. So basically, they dropped the Season 2 patch for Warzone last night. People read the patch notes. It was quite weird how little there was. There was very little. The only thing that showed really was a couple bug fixes and the addition of the AUG nerf. So basically they nerfed the AUG, which didn't really nerf it at all. It barely did anything. But what's interesting is that in Warzone now, where the nuke missile stations are, Flamer, if you know what I'm talking about, the silos, where it said 5% zombies, right?
Yeah.
Basically now what you can do is you can interact with that, and it's basically a buy station, but you could buy things like advanced UAVs, you could buy RCXDs, which is interesting. You could also buy something that's called a bombardment, which basically calls down missiles onto whatever area there are zombies, and you basically can call it on there, and it will attack the zombies from there. And basically, there's also one more thing, which basically 20,000 cash, and once you buy it, you get to see all the zones, wherever the zone's going for the entire game. You get to see that. So that's also on there. Basically, they added that tonight, and that was not talked about. So it's interesting to see how they're adding things. And now we saw today with the little teaser. So they're actually doing starting to pick up the pace here with the event. So hopefully they keep going and start picking it up. But yeah, the leaked audio is definitely interesting to me. I think it's really interesting to see the leaked audio, and I honestly can't wait to play the limited time game mode when that comes out, and we can.
Indeed.
I think me and you, Flamer, definitely got to hop into that, and we can have some fun there.
And my man's Xbox here as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even though I don't play Warzone a lot, man, I could re-download it.
You know what? Maybe the Cold War map will bring some love to it. Xbox
Hopefully it will.
Maybe the Cold War map will bring some love to it, make it better. So yeah, we can hope for that, and I think it'll be fun. But also, another thing I want to talk about with Warzone is that for people that care, they basically nerfed a lot of the attachments for Cold War weapons in Warzone. So basically now everyone's builds for guns are completely out of whack. They have to find new builds because everything is just jacked up. So that's what's going on there.
Oh dang.
But yeah, so Warzone, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Season 3, right? Because Season 3 is just around the corner. We only have like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they're gonna do with zombies. I'm gonna assume they're only gonna do Outbreak Easter egg. What do you guys think?
Outbreak Easter egg? I think that would be a cool addition.
Yeah.
Then I'm not sure about a new map.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not sure either.
Map.
Yeah, I'm only not sure because we haven't seen any real teasers for that. With the because they in the intel they basically tease more of what we already knew, which is that there's gonna be a mission in the outbreak zones that we have to do. So that's probably gonna listen or hear out what that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be interesting though. Also, for sure to see what happens. Because
also about that, since yesterday's update, Weaver now says, "Welcome back to the frame strike zone." He says it every single time. He says, "Welcome back, strike zone. Welcome to ground zero again." Like it feels like he's like, "Yo, you already went here once for recon. You welcome back to it. We're gonna do more recon. There's more." But the next thing in Season 3 is like, "Yo, you've done enough recon. We're now gonna do this shit with the Easter egg. You've got your main mission. We've prepared you for this point. Like, you did some side quests to help us out. That's great and all. But now the real challenge comes." And if you look inside of the intel that was said about this, it says that there are more mysteries behind the hills, and you have to listen to them. And people are speculating that it might be an order bus coming, but people are saying, "Oh yeah, it's the transmissions." But people also say like, "Hey, we still have another part of the map that is unexplored, like in Golova." So that might be the part, and I think that's why Sanatorium right now is also closed up for a bit, since they're limiting that space for the Easter egg. Because if we know every ins and outs on every map, then it will be, okay, yeah, we go here, there, Easter egg, boom, done, 1 hour. But also, what really interesting is since the new update yesterday on Ruka, I think it is in the tents, the military camps, there is a new box. There is, in every single military camp, there's a new box. It's like a scientific project going on and like a glass tube in the middle. And I've seen it a few times come up already. And I'm like, that wasn't there before. So we might be seeing something with that. What do you think Xbox will happen next?
For Outbreak?
Yeah.
Like you said, I think the new sanitary map could be more open, like the original map. And I feel like there could be more to the Easter egg, like how we see now. Like I saw Noah J stream how they were looking at the songs, the radios or whatever. I feel like there's gonna be more to that, and have like a main Easter egg quest. And since Outbreak is like 4 different maps, sadly I think it's gonna be like the torture path. But
yeah.
Hey man, I'm excited to see what's new.
Yeah, indeed.
Hopefully a main Easter quest with like an actual cutscene. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope we do see something like a cutscene.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. Something like the Euro Mountains exploding or something. I think that would be really cool to see.
Exactly.
And
I think
we've been talking a lot. I think we need to give Xbox some spotlight here. So, Xbox, what do you want to talk about, my dude?
What else is new? ZWC. That's coming up around the corner, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, that is true.
What are your opinions about how everything's going?
There's a lot to talk about.
A lot of things are, going around. Like, especially with Cold War's new update on the Deadwire nerf, the new sanatorium map for the Outbreak challenge. Dude, I think they have to like wipe out all the people who submitted their challenges and start all over again.
Yeah.
There's a new map, Deadwire.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sorry, quickly. Sorry, just quickly. So I did with that. I did see yesterday that they confirmed they're not gonna reset boards. They're gonna keep them, which I don't know how to feel about that. There's a lot of questionable decisions being made, and I don't know if they know how the game works, but like there are people that have games saved for like round 140 on, for example, D Machine. It's gonna like I would give someone major props if they stay in the game for that long, playing it that safe with the nerf Deadwire, trying to do round 140 plus on D Machine now.
Yeah.
Like people are crazy, but yeah. So yeah, continue. Sorry. So I just want to let that know, but continue. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Pre-nerf the Deadwire, like to those who are doing the D Machine, Bare Bones challenge. That's what the challenge is, right?
Yeah.
Bare Bones. Yeah, so if it's pre-patched, they already have an advantage. While after the nerf, it's going to be a lot more tougher, and it's just going to be unfair to those players, especially to those who are, buying the player pass now and wanting to do the challenges now. They're already at a disadvantage if they want to go for that challenge. So, yeah.
Like, what I think is interesting right now is that if they do wipe the boards, they will get a lot of backlash since people actually did put their time and effort into this challenge. So I don't think it will be fair if they did wipe the boards because of a patch note. Like, they cannot do anything about patch notes, but they do have to make sure that everything is up to date for next time. Because this stuff is changing a lot of stuff for people right now.
Yeah, and that's what I think. They should have been a little bit more wise with what they chose for challenges, because you don't know what's going to be updated. And that's why it's really hard to do tournaments for zombies, is because you really do have to have connections with Activision to see what challenges they're gonna, or what things they're gonna update, what they're not gonna update. Because now it's like you're basically like you're screwing over someone either way. You're screwing over the people that are trying to go for that challenge now, and you're screwing over the people. And if you reset the boards, you're screwing over the people that already went for the challenge. So it's like, what happens there, right? It's really a confusing situation.
Yeah, it's a big dilemma.
And also,
I mean, I guess they could keep the boards. Because to those new players who are just doing the challenges, they don't have to do, Outbreak. They don't have to do D Machine. There's 6 other challenges they can do. So, I guess that could be an option.
Yeah, the one thing about that is, in my opinion, for the CWC, I know it's supposed to be the place for the best people, but I don't think it should be the place for the best RNG. And that's just my opinion about it.
That is true. There's way too much RNG.
There's too much RNG. Like, you have
and I've seen that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I've seen
Like-
so many people just not want to do these challenges because there's so much RNG. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw Chuck's stream, but he is an amazing player. But all the time when he's doing Outbreak, Firebase, he's screwed over by RNG.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault. It
No.
should be about skills and not RNG. So
I think
Yeah,
what
and
they
it shows
should
really,
do.
really RNG.
I think what
challenges.
they should do is they should not look at RNG. I think they should look at the player. Like they can submit, and I do think that they should look at the player themselves. Like, is he talented? Is he determined? It's not gonna be like a gamer who's just like, oh yeah, I just did this, yay. But like, I want somebody in CWI or CWC who actually does something for the community itself. Like Chuck, amazing streamer, amazing player, and he tries his best on these challenges, but indeed gets fucked over by RNG. But he keeps on trying and trying. Clarky, my man, keeps going every single day. Every single day on D Machine. He's like, guys, we're gonna try get it today and we're just gonna stream. My man streams for about fucking 9 hours a day. 9 hours to just try and do bare bones on D Machine. And now it just goes all down the drain. But I do think that CWC itself should not just keep looking at like the numbers themselves, but at the players. And I know it's not gonna happen, but if you do look at the players, you would see a different picture than just the people that play the game themselves. It's not the game, it's the player themselves. And that's what this, in my opinion, would be all about. It's about finding the best players, the best people in the community, and not just somebody who got lucky with RNG.
And that's the thing, Flamer. They're looking for the best players, but some of the best players in zombies are not even doing these challenges.
No, indeed.
Like that's the
Yeah.
problem.
they
Like,
know
have
it's
you-
RNG based. So
Like there's
once
so
you
many
play-
speedrunners that have just don't go for this, and they're some of the best players in the game,
Yeah,
but they just don't want to do it because it's just very, very, very tedious and it's not fun.
yeah. Like, I'm gonna take as for example, Ancient Evil. Bull got that down. He's like, yeah, I'll just do this real quick. Boom, new record. He actually set a new record, and it's like, yeah, I done it. Nobody's gonna go up
Oh,
against
Cookie.
that.
That's
Oh, Cookie, sorry. Cookie, yeah, nobody's gonna
but-
take that up. It's like, yeah, we got a new world record. Let's go. And then he's basically got his free pass right now. Like, it's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go.
Same
Nobody's
with,
gonna beat this
same
because
with,
my RNG is best.
Same with the visible hole. He's basically has GK. There's
Yeah,
like there's
that's what I
literally-
was talking about, GK with Hole.
there's nothing. There's no one that's gonna beat that with
No.
GK. There's literally
It's fully
like,
optimized.
that's not. That's
Yeah.
that's like
And
the
King
amount of
Man
like it's
might
not fully
try.
optimized, but the amount of RNG that you need and how many resets, it's not gonna. No one's gonna. do.
Yeah,
it's not
true.
Gonna be fun.
Training
and-
It's not
RNG
very fun.
and challenges too, like
And-
with the trophies.
We also
Reagan
have to
Mark
think
III is
about
resetting
stuff.
for that. It's so much.
We also have to think about stuff that basically console players are at a disadvantage against PC players, since PC has fast
True.
restarts. So it's just more quicker to
Fast
go into a
restarts.
match.
Higher frame rates,
Yeah,
you know.
indeed.
it's-
So PC is gonna be the one there who's gonna be winning most of the times. There's gonna be probably a few
Well, yeah,
console players.
for the BO3 challenge at least.
Yeah.
For the other challenges, it's a little different because the
Yeah.
BO4 there's not a major difference really. Cold War there's like no difference. So
No, indeed.
it's not. It's for Cold War I could definitely see a console player winning, but for BO3
Yeah.
it's PC because you just have so much more to do. It's a lot easier, but that's kind of been like what it is for a while. Most people play BO3 on PC, and if you don't, you're kind of at a disadvantage. People have known that already, but it's something new. So yeah, but I do agree that the challenges, man, I just think they pick really weird challenges. I don't
Yeah.
know why they pick such weird challenges. It's really weird, dude. Like here, I'm gonna actually pull up the challenge for you. I just want to.
Like, I think is it Asteroid Delta who is in the lead right now with Shangri-La?
I'll
Asteroid.
check right now.
I don't know.
I'll check right now.
I think Asteroid was first like a week ago on Shangri-La, but that's just a map. Like nobody plays that. But let's be honest.
Yeah, just a lot. It's a lot of the high rounders. Let me check the record right now. Right now, it is a guy named PS. I'm not sure who he is. Let me check his video. He's at around 73, but I do know people have games into the hundreds.
Yeah.
But again, they're just not they're just not submitting them until last minute, which
Yeah.
I guess is smart. But they're not
Yep.
going to submit those until last minute. There are already people way past 100, so
Yeah,
it's not even something to look at with that. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens though.
and
And just saying, out of all the first room, they choose the one with the RNG for monkeys.
yeah,
Like, monkeys
Yeah.
steal
Yeah.
your drops, and then you're gonna get that timing right. And on top of that, even when you get the perk bottle, well, you get Deadshot, Jug.
yeah, indeed.
Who knows?
There's a lot of RNG in that one. Like, I think it would have been
Mhm.
even better if they went for, let's just say, Moon, No Man's Land, most amount of kills. I think that would have been
Yeah.
much more fun to watch. You will be able to go into a match much more faster, and you would actually have gobble gums you could use, you know? Like, you could try and
Yeah,
get
and there's-
a double points to just pack a punch, or get something else, or an AET. Like, there's a lot of stuff they
Yep.
could have done instead of these RNG-based challenges. And that's just the sad thing about CWC, in my opinion. Like, I love watching these guys. I do idolize them, but when it comes to CWC 3, I do think that the challenges are a bit biased right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing against the event. I think the event's great.
Yeah.
It's just that a lot of the things are just they're questionable decisions
Yeah.
in my opinion, and they're
Indeed.
questionable decisions to a lot of people. So I don't know who's making a lot of these decisions, but hopefully we don't see this for the finals. At least I hope for
Yeah.
the finals they try to fix, rewrite a little bit of their wrongs, and
Like-
hopefully they can just make it better.
Like, I'm gonna make a prediction right now. One of the final challenges, 100%, is gonna be the Ryzen Draga speedrun. That's a given.
I don't know that. I wouldn't count that. I would not count that. You know why? Because I don't think they do a lot of Easter eggs in the finals. I'm pretty sure they only do like one or two max.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they're. I think they might do a Cold War one. I wouldn't be shocked if they do like D Machine or something, because I think they want a lot of Cold War representation in this event. At least that's how they look so far. They had 3 Cold War challenges for the challenges. So I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll see, but I wouldn't count it out. So far, they've chose really weird challenges. I mean, just hope they don't choose anything else, but it's going to be interesting to see.
I feel like you're right, because in ZWC 1 and ZWC 2, they burnt out all of like BO3 challenges. So like,
Yeah.
and Easter eggs. So yeah. The
I
only
mean-
thing else they can do is Cold War.
Yeah.
I think it will be fun
For sure.
if they actually put in the main event itself, a good BO4 challenge.
Dude, I wouldn't be
And-
shocked if there is no BO4 challenge. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if there's none. I would not be shocked.
Like,
If
I
there's
know
no
people
BO4
hate
challenge.
BO4, but they do have to give it a chance. Like, there are so many good Easter eggs.
Yeah,
People love
but-
9. People love Ancient Evil. Like, they could do something at least with those maps. Like, you don't
Well,
have to
it's
do
also the
Blood
problem
Dead.
with that flamer. The problem with that flamer, you have to understand, is that this is basically, how do I explain this? This is a one thing. Like, you can't reset. This is one thing. So the problem is they don't want challenges where it's so much RNG in a step that they're gonna have people that are like 20 minutes behind other people in the finals. That's not gonna be interesting to see. No one's gonna like that. That some guy's 20 minutes faster time because he got lucky on challenges and say Ancient Evil. No one's gonna like that. That's gonna be boring. And that's
Yeah.
why they have to figure out what is the best challenge that has as little RNG but also creates a skill gap. That's the tough difficulty. That's why I understand why it's hard to
Dr.
choose
Tozen?
challenges. But in my opinion, but my opinion, in just like what we're doing right now, the online tournament, there's not really that, like, you don't have to worry about RNG that much. Obviously, it's a pain in the ass, but you don't have to worry about it that much, like to the point where it has to be okay. We can't do Ancient Evil or we can't do D because it's too much RNG. But like,
Yeah.
there's some things that are just more annoying than anything else. That's the difference. There's annoying RNG, and then there's just just RNG in the zombies map, because that's how zombies works. It's just a lot of RNG.
Yeah.
Like, Xbox, what would you say is a good challenge?
A good challenge, something that that requires little to no RNG, like you mentioned, Area 51, No Man's Land, because
Yeah.
the only RNG thing I see is spawns, and that's it.
Yeah.
Just the spawns in like puddle area, or
Yep.
on the sides. And that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing really else.
And in terms of Easter egg,
Easter egg. Which Easter egg requires the least amount of RNG? I'm not sure. Maybe D Machine, because I don't really see like a lot of RNG based stuff. I mean, maybe you can get the one from the box, or maybe you need the ray gun. But at the same time, the Howard, the Gallo, they're pretty good.
I'm
And at
trying
the
to
same
think
time-
as well.
We could.
Compared to Firebase Z, you need a Ray K out of the flipping trials or
Yeah.
the box. Because if you're trying to do the free Ray K Easter egg, it's gonna take too long, and it's just not gonna be good for speedruns.
Also, they won't do Firebase because as far as I know, they haven't fixed the mimic step yet completely. It's still not
Yeah.
like
Oh
completely.
yeah, that too.
So they're
Yeah.
not going to do Firebase. But I'm trying to think of Let me see. What does it take to have a lot of
I
RNG?
mean, maybe the Outbreak Easter egg will be good and it has less RNG, but I don't
Hopefully.
think it will
We'll see.
because there's
We'll
probably
see.
gonna be a lot of running around. Like I just know that already.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of running around. And what I was thinking
Mm-hmm.
with Outbreak is we're gonna do a certain step on each map and then we're gonna go to like a final boss arena.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I'm
that
trying to
will be
think.
the way to go with all the areas that have been locked off.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an Easter egg.
Same here. A lot of them like require some sort of RNG, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I'm trying to think of something that maybe they require like a little bit, but not like something crazy.
I mean,
And I
in
kind
a
of know a little
sense,
bit more about the speedruns now.
in a sense,
The-
because of the step that got fixed, I think it's gonna be a really hated opinion, but I do think it might be Blood of the Dead
Blood?
with the new step.
Yeah, but that's the longer Easter egg though. They also want to keep the time down in terms
Yeah,
of like, how
but if
long
they're gonna
it'll
do an
take.
Easter egg, they can't do something that's 20 minutes. Like the Horizon is like
They-
30
they-
minutes.
See, I think the Rise would be interesting, only because that it's something that comes down to the wire, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's not something like it's like a 30-minute Easter egg, right? It's like at the most, like usually you'll maybe 35 minutes, but it's something that will come down on the wire. But the problem is there's so much RNG and D that people don't understand completely.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
It's, I don't think they'll do D. They can't do shadows because like as soon as you load up the game, there's like 10 different things that you have to make sure you have, or else your game's gonna be way slower than everyone else's. So they're not gonna do shadows. I would be shocked at least. Zetsubo, no way. Challenge RNG is
Goro,
stupid.
no.
GK, Dragon RNG, I don't think they would double down.
Revelations,
Rev,
no.
I highly doubt they'll do Rev.
Ascension,
BO4, I don't think
no.
they do Voyage. That'd just be a snooze.
I mean, they could
they
do
can't do
Origins. They could do Origins. in a
Yeah,
way.
Origins I could see, but I could see them do Origins actually. I think, but then it would be a little bit longer. It'd be a longer one because I assume they do no gums. So
Yeah, or just a
the-
long Easter egg.
it'd be a longer challenge. But I could see maybe if it's co-op. I don't know if I don't know if they're doing co-op challenge or not for the finals. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's interesting to see what
Yeah.
they might do.
Oh, you know what they should do for like challenges? They
Yeah.
should have like 4 players into one match, and then like
Mm-hmm.
maybe do like a first room. First one to like goes down, he's 4th place. Second one that goes down 3rd place, and then so on and so forth.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
or like
that
a
would
race.
be-
Dude, what about
Yeah,
a what about a race like a race to I don't know,
G
just a-
strikes maybe.
Just,
Or,
yeah,
like-
maybe a race to get to G strikes or something like that. Something really cool like that. Or maybe like something that won't take a lot of RNG, just because like even if they like I don't know, they make something really weird, like just for say, and you go on a match of Kino, and the first person to turn the power on and go buy the M16 off the wall wins, or something like that. I don't know, just something weird. Like they could do like a race towards
I
when you turn
mean,
the power,
launch the
or do something
rocket
like, or pack a bunch of gun.
in Ascension.
What'd you say?
Launch the rocket in Ascension.
Yeah,
That
that could be one.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
there's a lot of
involve
things they
any
can do with
RNG.
which could be interesting. I could see
Yeah.
that something. Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
it's little RNG, but it's more of just how you manage the zombies and your
Yeah.
points, which is a lot of really interesting.
Indeed.
So they could do a lot with that.
Yeah, if all the finalists start in one lobby, well, 2 lobbies, since there's gonna be 8 finalists, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but something interesting. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's gonna be more like races, like
Mhm.
race to G strikes, launching the thing on Ascension. It'll lower down RNG. It'll
Mhm.
show who's more faster, who's more skilled at like maintaining their
Yeah.
points,
Yeah.
killing zombies fast enough. So, yeah, I got that from E4C2 when they were doing the draft event. Like, have you guys watched that?
Yeah.
They put
Mhm.
each finalist or team captain in the same lobby and they race to some, like for example, what was it? The race to drive fastest to or first to pack a punch. Yeah, that was one thing I really found. I really find more skill based than RNG based. You know?
Yeah, because you have to be knowledgeable where the spawns are, so you can get points to get money faster. You have to know a lot about the maps because you have to actually know where everything is and know how to manage points correctly.
And you get place the pack punch pieces in a certain order if you want pack punch to be like in the rocket or in the undercroft.
You know what? They did that. I remember now. They did that during E for C as well. I remember that they did that too. That same challenge.
Yeah, the draft.
Yeah,
I think it was really cool.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I would love that for this. Just because I really do want to see what happens. One more thing I want to talk about ZWC real quick is that with the ZWI contestants, like so basically how it works is that they're basically getting 20 zombie players, right?
Yeah.
And 12 of them are from ZWI, and then 8 are finalists, right? So that's how they combine. And they basically get 10 YouTubers or whatever the 10 YouTubers they get 2. I'm pretty sure it's 2 ZWI contestants, like smaller creators that get put into the event. There's 2 of those. I'm pretty sure there's 10 creators and 2 of those, and then there's obviously 8 finals. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Though I'm really interested. But yeah, there's been a lot of fun things going on recently with that. But obviously the challenges are a little bit questionable. But I think what it is I think the online tournaments are very questionable. But I think they might get it better. Hopefully they'll get it better for the finals. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's hope.
Indeed.
Let's hope.
We pray to our Jesus.
Yeah. Seriously.
Literally.
Yeah, maybe ZWC actually thought of very good challenges, but held it off for the finals. And then all the challenges that weren't so good, they put it off to the online tournament.
Which is kind of funny. You screw over the people that are trying to get in the tournament.
Indeed.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Okay,
yeah, but that's really interesting though to see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Xbox. Do you want to talk about anything? Anything in general?
Is there any updates on Z4C? Z4C 3?
I'm not sure. I don't think we have anything to share about that right now, but we are excited.
We do have Zazu,
it is happening
here. Anything you can share, Zazu?
Yeah, it's happening this summer, so that's all I can tell you.
Yep.
It's obviously, but which is almost I could say this is almost there. We're already in April. Tomorrow is April. Let's say April.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be.
If you guys didn't know, April was the month where the mock draft happened.
Yeah.
For Z4C2, remember? So it was, or technically exactly 1 year away from the mock draft. So like, bro.
Yeah, maybe anytime soon, dude. You could just see, you see Twitter, just tweet out something, bro. You never know. We'll have to see.
I remember that.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that. That's gonna happen soon too, and that's why it's gonna be so fun seeing with ZWC. Then after that, like just soon after we got Z4C. It's gonna be really incredible. Summer starting off. It's gonna be really fun.
Also, quick question: do you think Z4C will happen after a new map drops or before? Because remember, in Z4C 1, Alpha Omega dropped right after Z4C 1 was over.
I would say that it's gonna happen. I think this is okay for me to say. It's just that I think they're gonna wait. Wait till there's a lot of maps coming out. So they're just gonna wait and see what happens. Just because we want as much. They want as much maps to choose from, obviously, right? So I would say they probably wait. I don't know how. See, it's gonna be interesting. This is why it's interesting to see when they're gonna release Berlin, because if they release Berlin after season 3 drops, I wonder how long it's gonna take for the next DLC. So we'll see. But hopefully DLC 3 will be out by then. I'm not sure though. Depends how often they put out maps, but maybe DLC 3 will be out. But definitely Berlin will be out.
What I do think is gonna happen is we're gonna get Berlin real soon, right? And I do think because they have to wrap up this season for the next cut, that maps will come out faster and faster, and that's why we got Outbreak right now, so that they can focus on the bigger picture. Like, they're probably done already with DLC 2, just fine-tuning of things, but also working on DLC 3 and maybe even DLC 4. Like,
yeah, and they're also working on future Outbreak maps too, like, whatever they want to do, because it seems like they have plans for that too, so it's going to be really interesting how they balance all that.
Yeah, indeed.
And see when they release that.
And also,
It's gonna be interesting to see.
Onslaught modes, like we've seen already that we got containment. We're probably gonna get more LTMs coming soon with the normal zombies mode.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
we
just
already
really
saw
sad
crowds.
that only one. It's just sad that only one platform can play it right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's why a lot. You have 2 fully fledged zombie maps. You have all the Onslaught experiences with all the multiplayer, and you have all the gunfight maps now. There's a decent amount of content. It's just that everyone can experience it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I just had a little frame break here. My OBS just reconnected. I just saw that. You didn't miss much. We were just talking about some future updates for Outbreak. So, don't worry. Back to you guys.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
should we talk about, I know this is like out of the ordinary, but should we talk about the new Call of Duty World War II Vanguard?
Yes.
Or-
That's what I want
Sure,
to
but
actually
I
talk about.
wanna. Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts because we did talk. I think we talked a little bit, but there's been a little bit more information actually. I just realized because
Yep.
we weren't live yet last week.
Yeah, I heard
so-
it's going to be on the Modern Warfare engine.
Yes.
Right?
So
Yes, that's
there's a
gonna
lot.
be
Yeah,
interesting.
thank you for bringing that up, Xbox. Thank you. That's actually a good topic.
Mhm.
So yeah. So actually, here, you know what? Yeah, you guys talk about it. And I'll bring something up real quick.
So,
All right.
you go.
You want to go, Flavor, or should I?
You go.
All right. What I think will happen for Call of Duty World War II Vanguard is that it's going to be like a... Well, you know how Modern Warfare and Cold War are linked to Warzone, right?
Yeah.
It's like interconnected. I feel like there's going to be some sort of like time travel, like into the past, where we like alter the past or alter World War II into like World War II Vanguard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of like the normal ending for World War II, oh, we nuked Japan, yada yada yada. I feel like there could be like a bad ending, you know.
Yeah.
So like, instead of World War II being, historically accurate, we can have like an alternate World War II, and that could be what World War II Vanguard's all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
Yeah, that's what I hoped it was too. That's what I hoped it was as well. That it was gonna be like an alternate reality type thing, like you're saying.
yeah.
Something that the war never ended. But
So-
we did have new information that came out recently. If you want to talk about that, Flamer.
I don't know about the new information, but what I wanted to say about that is what I was thinking is we were talking with Yuja on this, I think, on the podcast, is that at the end of Modern Warfare, when we're about to go into the Cold War map itself, we were talking about how Modern Warfare weapons and people are going to be implemented into the Cold War map, even though that's in 1984. So what might happen is we're thinking at the end of this nuke event, and this could correlate with the zombies tune we hear revived. This could correlate with that. Is that our Modern Warfare characters are going back in time because of an ether rift appearing to stop the boat, the Vodyanoi, from going to Verdansk, to stop the nuke from coming, because it basically destroyed whole of Verdansk and everybody else in there. So we might go
maybe
back.
the Dark Aether does something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So
Maybe
we
the
might
Dark
open up a
Aether transfers
portal,
that.
and that's how we get there from Modern Warfare back to the Cold War, where we're probably gonna see Adler or Woods pick up like let's just say Price from the ground. He's gonna give him an M6, and he's like, "We're in a big war zone right now. We gotta get to exfil. Who the fuck are you guys?" Something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's
That would be cool.
then it's gonna be just the story revolving around like how the fuck can they get back to their own time, what can we do to stop certain things from coming, and we might even be looking at a young Captain Price in the making, because we can see Captain Price could alternate history by killing Imran Zakhaev from the Cold War era, and that's why he might be in the Cold War game itself. Because we did see him in there in the breakout mission. And I do think that's going to be interesting, because if that is the case, they might think like, yo, we can use the Dark Ether to fuck shit up, basically. Barry Allen style. Change the timeline, and that might go into World War II Vanguard. Like, they tried to stop the Nazis, maybe, but it doesn't work out. And the Nazis gather weapons from that time and use it on the US.
Yo. Are we gonna see the same World War II characters? Pearson, Turner, all the homies?
Okay, so
I
yeah,
hope
that's what I wanted to talk about real quick. there was new information that came out from Eurogamer last week.
Yeah.
Basically, what the original leak said was that the game takes place in an alternate timeline where the end of the war was not in 1945, right? That was the original leak.
Yeah.
We knew that. But Eurogamer seems like, and usually Eurogamer is spot on with leaks. They're kind of like basically when rumors come out, they put out like not gonna say confirmed, but basically the closest to confirmed that you get, because their information is always just spot on usually. But basically they say that before it said the entire game takes place in an alternate timeline where 1945 wasn't the end of the World War II and instead of the 1950s. Eurogamer understands this detail isn't quite right, and Vanguard has a traditional World War II setting. So basically, what happened there is that this is actually going to be a traditional World War II game, which I don't know how that works, because we've had information saying that it's in the 50s, but that's not when World War II ended. It was already ended by then. So how is that? Is the game not in the 50s? Is it? Like, it's really weird how that's conflicting information.
Yeah.
Maybe it has something to do with the WarZone event or something. I don't know how they're gonna do that, because then they have to tie in that World War II did end in the 50s in like Cold War and Modern Warfare if they're gonna tie it in. But one thing we did hear, now I know Flamer knows this, is Tom Henderson actually did talk about some information about Warzone connecting to World War II Vanguard, and basically what he says is that basically that, obviously talking about that the game might have taken place around the 1950s, which gave fans a lot of optimism about the game. But with that being, people saying that it's not correct, people are starting to get worried. But what they're saying is that Sledgehammer Games started to work on this game around August of 2019, giving them approximately 2 years development time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this poses the same questions prior to Cold War. Will it be ready? Obviously, with that, because not a lot of time. But basically, what it is that Activision doesn't even know if they're gonna actually have full integration with World War II Vanguard at all with Warzone. It's up in the air, and basically that a Warzone map of World War II Vanguard is not confirmed yet. They don't even know what they're gonna do with that, which is interesting. So it seems like right now they're focusing on Cold War, obviously, but they don't even know if they're gonna do Vanguard, because they don't know if it's worth it, because they might have Modern Warfare 2 coming out next year, where they might want to do, maybe that's where they want to do another huge map update, right? Because Modern Warfare 2, a big deal with the story, but World War II Vanguard basically talks about how from his sources that it might be not a fully fledged World War II map in 2022. It might just be like a tiny map like Rebirth Island is. So that's what we might get instead, where it's kind of like a tinier map that's not too big, which is interesting to see. What do you guys think about that? That World War II might not have a lot of integration with Warzone at first.
That's
probably a good
interesting.
thing, because it has its own thing to do. They have more time into the actual game instead of Warzone, and if they put more time into the game, it could be a lot more better. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. What it does pose the question, though, is that are they, since we actually saw that today, after a long time, almost freaking 6 months, right? Modern Warfare actually got an update today with new maps.
Yeah.
So could we be seeing at that, or could we be looking at that with Cold War as well? Where they're just going to be like, yo, Modern Warfare and Cold War, that's going to be storyline. We're going to leave World War II for itself. That's a different storyline. We're going to bring
that's interesting.
New, Warzone kind of mode.
That's interesting, because it goes against what Call of Duty said, that they kind of want to connect every COD. So I'm not sure. It's going to be really interesting. We'll see what happens with this next game. I think this next game has a way more questions and a way more unknown, we don't really know what's going to happen, right? It's a lot of questions up in the air.
Yeah.
With this game, we kind of know what's going to happen with Modern Warfare 2. It's going to be a continuation of the story, right? Yeah. Probably new Warzone map. New story with the characters. Probably going to have to do something with the new villains, and we kind of we can assume a lot about that game, even though it's probably a little bit farther away. But it's really interesting how this game has a lot of questions and not a lot of answers so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens with this next game. But Xbox. Anything else you wanna touch on that subject?
I feel like if it's gonna be in Warzone, it has its own separate timeline or a separate mode in a way. Like, you know how it's Modern Warfare and Cold War combined for Warzone.
Mhm.
Maybe that can stay separate, and then for World War II Vanguard, there's gonna be another timeline for that, or a new map for just that timeline itself. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
That could be it.
It would be interesting to see because they probably have to. I don't know how that would work because maybe they wouldn't let you like use all the operators, but that'd be weird.
Yeah,
because like
we can already
imagine
see
like
Cold War operators in Modern Warfare.
That's why it's interesting, right? Because they have to kind of follow how the operator system works. Is because it's like if people pay for all these skins, they can't just be like, yeah, your skins are done, no more.
Yeah.
all those $20 bundles, you can't use them in here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be interesting to see what happens though. But I think that's a great idea. I would love to see. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Or it could be like Blackout for BO4.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say
BO4
next.
had Blackout. Yeah.
Like its own
that's what I
Blackout
wanted.
version.
Could have its own like Blackout. Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see from like the Warzone stories. I didn't want it to be canon. I wanted to just be like Blackout, where everything it's just like a fuck load of everything just happening. There's just so much happening, and just be really interesting. I think that'd be really cool if it was kind of like that.
In a
Blackout
sense,
has so much
yes,
color.
maybe.
Blackout has so much,
There's a lot.
to the
Yeah, and it's
thing.
craziness. It's chaos. It's not. It doesn't have to be storyline approved, right? It doesn't have to always be canon to like whatever is going on.
If you're gonna do a traditional World War II shooter, you have to stick to story a bit. Like, we cannot go off the rails too much. Let's be honest. Or else you're gonna be altering history. Like, if they're gonna
Which
do
is what
alternate,
I want, but I know
if
they're
they're
not
gonna
going to
do
do
an
it.
alternate
Already
history setting, we
so
could do
bad.
that. But if they're just gonna keep to World War II itself, they should not. They should keep it to like a traditional battle. Like, imagine if we can get like a Blackout kind of mode that is like D-Day. Like, we're gonna be dropping into Normandy. We're gonna be storming the beach.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna
Yeah, but then Flamer, you say that, but then you're gonna see, what you're gonna see 2 months after that map comes out? Everyone with their anime skins and dumpster truck skins and all that other stuff. So it's like, that's why I don't get why they're going for such a serious thing. Like, you're literally just gonna put tracer packs and anime bundles into a World War II game with a World War II map. Like, that's why it's like, I just want them to do something fun and creative, because it's like, you're gonna put stupid shit in the game. You might as well make the game fun. It doesn't have to always be so serious. And so, like, I'm kind of like contradicting what you're saying, but I just like something that's more open-minded. It doesn't have to be so grounded, because in my opinion, the best times the Call of Duty developers have been is when they have not have to they didn't have to base anything off of their, the history. When they didn't have to, worry about history or something happening or them retconning something or something. That's when the devs do so good, in my opinion. That's why I love games like I love it personally. It's probably an unpopular opinion. I love the Advanced Warfare campaign. I do. I love that. That campaign is great. I love Infinite Warfare's campaign. Great. I love, like, even the Modern Warfare campaigns, Modern Warfare 2, 3, they weren't bounded by history. It was a modern thing that was happening. Great. Some of the games that I find less enjoyable, personally, people are probably not going to agree with me. I didn't like World War II's campaign. I didn't like, I sort of didn't like, sorry, I'm blanking. I sort of didn't like, I'm trying to think of the game. Ghost. I didn't like Ghost a lot, even though Ghost was kind of a different story. I didn't like Ghost a lot, but, I didn't like, again, one of the best campaigns in my opinion. I love BO2's campaign, and they
You're
were
telling
bound
me
by
this
anything.
campaign
They
was
weren't
not
bound-
good.
It was not good.
This campaign
I'm
was
sorry,
so
Sal.
good.
I'm sorry, it was not good. Here, let me get mine.
This campaign was
give me mine,
so
come on.
good.
This campaign is good. This campaign is amazing, bro.
Indeed.
Amazing.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Where's my case? I can't even find my case.
Revive, I will shove this disc right up your big fat Italian A word. Don't make me.
Whoa!
Look,
Yeah,
look,
I'm just
look,
saying,
look.
I
I
can't find my
even
case.
still have the receipt of me pre-ordering this shit.
Oh yeah, here. So you want to see the best 2 campaigns of all time? Here you go. This is the best 2 campaigns.
You want
of
to
all
BO2
time.
yet? But Revive, BO1 was based on history, like JFK, Bay of
Okay.
Pigs.
Well,
all those-
here's the thing. Here's the thing, Sal. when COD doesn't, think about it, BO1, when you think of BO1, you think of the mind fucking shit, the crazy mind fucking things. You don't think of, oh, it's based in Cold War, and all these retellings of the war. At least that's what I don't think. And you think about, secret missions that happen. I think something that COD, so how do I explain this? When COD is retelling a battle in their own way, it doesn't seem interesting to me. But when COD takes something and creates it uniquely and makes it its own thing that doesn't have to even talk about stuff that is in the past, like BO1, in my opinion, it's so great because you're not even thinking about the Cold War at all, in my opinion. You're more thinking of, the secret missions that Mason and Woods are going on and what's going on with the story, what the hell is going on with the numbers. That's why I love it so much, is because it doesn't really go off of history. That's why it's the one exception to me. But yeah, I still really hope that it's not just boring World War. I know I'm probably gonna piss people off when I say this, but I don't like just boring World War II tell story of other side fighting other side. We've seen it, but even if we haven't seen that before, it's kind of like it's the same thing. That's why I was hoping that alternate reality was true, because that opens the door for way more things to happen.
Exactly.
That opens the door for so much more, and I'm kind of bummed that it might not be true. But we are not. It's not confirmed, obviously, until Activision says it. Oh my god! I just noticed this hat. I just noticed this hat. Just noticed the Flamer's hat that he's wearing.
I mean, yeah, Revive, they're already altering history, so why take it seriously? Same thing for maybe it's blackout mode, bro. Put a bunch of crap in there. It doesn't need to be taken seriously,
The one thing that is, if you look at the name Vanguard itself, it's talking about stuff that is not known yet. It's about secret missions. So what we could be looking at is the Black Ops version of World War II. And I do think that is interesting, because we could see some battles that never took place, but are still historically accurate in some way. We could be looking at secret stuff. We were talking about this. I think we were talking about this about Der Glocke. That is the German teleportation system they wanted to make. We could look at a campaign of that, and I think that would be really interesting to see.
Dang, alright.
Die Glocke was inspired for World War Zombies with the teleporter itself. And I do think if we were to get a story around that, the Nazis are about to teleport to us, we have to stop them before World War II is lost, I think that would be a really cool campaign to have. There's gonna be something on the line, and maybe we can get a bad ending or a good ending, or a betrayer ending. I think that would be really interesting, because we did see it already with Cold War. And I do want a Call of Duty where we could choose to become the villain at the beginning or the end.
Yeah.
Imagine that we...
Yeah, Cold War was really good because of that, yeah.
Yeah, imagine that we begin as a low private, right? Just like this, with this helmet, right? And then suddenly we find a secret meeting. We get captured, and we can either choose to betray them, or we can... hold it tight and just get, punched the fuck out until we get rescued. But if we betray them, we can gain their trust, and then we can infiltrate. But instead of choosing their side, you can choose the other side, but also vice versa. And I do think that will make a branching story with a lot of choices for a Call of Duty game really interesting. Since we could be looking at stuff that never has been seen before in war. And we could also be looking at new stuff for Call of Duty. And I do think that Call of Duty itself needs a freshen up. Cold War was a fresh thing for me. I did not think that we were gonna get something like this. I thought it was really cool, since it was basically just Black Ops. It was not like the Call of Duty Black Ops that you know and love, but it was more secret stuff. And I love that. It's stuff that you would never look at. You're getting... You're getting your brain and your eye injected with some shit, and then you're gonna hallucinate that you're in Vietnam. You're gonna notice, oh, you're not the same person that you used to be. I thought that was a really good twist.
Yeah, it's a lot of the mind fucking shit, kind of like BO1. That's why I love it so much, because it's like BO1 where it's a lot of just mind fucking crazy stuff that's happening, and I think that's why I love COD. I love when they do shit that's not always just I when they do shit that's just very unique and original.
Yeah.
And just it's creative. I think that when the devs get less creative and less like when they're more strapped down and held against their own will, like when it comes to writing the story and making it as grounded and following the world with the actual war as possible.
Yeah.
That's when I seem to not get as interested into them. But when they start getting really crazy and really fucked up and really insane is when I start to love the campaign.
Yeah. I also love how Flame was talking about a betrayed mode, good ending, bad ending, because the campaign will be a lot more replayable. So
Yeah.
like, say the Cold War was really replayable, and if this campaign does the same thing, it can be replayable and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it actually showed it
No,
already in
replayable
Cold
campaigns.
War. They showed it in Cold War with the breakthrough mission. There are so many ways that you can get those freaking codes to get downstairs. You can either kill somebody, you can manufacture something, you can frame somebody, and you can straight up just go ape shit and just go berserk. Like, there's so many ways, and I think that's something Call of Duty needs. Like, it was so good to know. Like, yo, you can do this stealth, but you can do this also loud. But I chose the stealth system, so it's like, yo, I'm gonna infiltrate these fucking Russians, let's go.
Yep, for sure.
And I do think that is my favorite mission. Chuck!
really good.
My man's Chuck has arrived.
Hello, Chuck. I see you in the chat.
Monkey.
Hey, what's good? Okay, so I was gonna say something. Totally, my mind blank. Are there anything you guys want to talk about?
Ooh, this might be a random thing.
Yeah.
Do you think World War II Vanguard will have zombies or a survival mode like Modern Warfare?
See, if we are to look at leaks, Revived, what if they are making this zombies mode? That is going to be the continuation of World War II. And I do think that will be really cool if they were to do that with the new Raven Lords and everything. But if that fails, they have that secret zombies game for backup.
See, but that's the thing that I think is different. Is I think they're gonna go 2 steps past that. I think that they're not gonna. Okay, this is the thing, right? I don't know if they're gonna do zombie mode, but I would not be shocked in the slightest if they don't. And the reason why is because I have a very strong feeling whatever they're doing. So with Cold War, I think Cold War is almost kind of like a testing ground. They're like, okay, as a game, we want to see what would be the perfect base game and perfect base values. Like, that's why they tested so many new things out with the salvage and the upgrades and the everything, how everything works. I think they used Cold War as a testing ground for this free-to-play game and see if it would work. And I think the thing is, I think if we do get zombie continuation, I really think that they want. I don't know. It's really hard to say. I don't think they want to start another storyline only because whatever they're doing for this free-to-play mode, whenever it does drop, I think they want that to be the only zombies thing. So it's the main thing that everyone follows because it doesn't. It's not like World War II, Infinite Warfare, BO3, where it's like a start and an end. This is something that's going to continue for long periods of time. It's always going to have new updates. It's not going to be like a regular COD cycle. It's going to be like WarZone, where you keep getting updates. So if World War II Vanguard has a zombie mode, you're going to be in the back of your mind, why should I care about this as much? Because there's going to be something new that's not going to have anything to do with this, and it's going to be updated more than this game will, because this game will be done in a year. But if they go in a route where either they set up for that, so maybe they make a zombie mode that sets up for this mode, maybe, or maybe they continue the current story, what we're getting right now, and that kind of continues into it somehow. I don't know. It's really, I just don't think they would do the route of, okay, we're just gonna do a completely, disbanded zombie mode that has nothing to do with anything else, because it seems like they're kind of done with that. They've gone past all the other stories. They've kind of left those away, but now we're focusing on the Dark Aether story, and this is kind of just the one zombie story we have right now. And I don't know how much fans would enjoy if they already go from this story to another story, then after that to another story that apparently will be the only story. It gets really confusing that way, and I don't know how much they would do that from a business standpoint, right? Because it's kind of important to
in a way
keep the fans interested.
I can understand that. The one thing that I am wondering about with how all this is gonna go is because we know right now from what they said in the intel, not the intel from Cold War or something, but like the briefing, the blog, that Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War had more zombies players in the beginning and the end right now than any other COD.
That's why I think that they would continue it, because why would you not ride on top of the success that the Dark Aether story in the game would continue? Why would you not continue that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Why would you go like, okay, we're trying to go back to World War II zombies and see if that works another? That doesn't make financial sense for Activision, I don't think. I think it'd be like, well, this has worked. You're getting so many players on Outbreak and so many players in the mode. Why not continue to make this mode even better so more people will come back and play and buy our microtransactions? Instead of trying to sell them on a new mode again and then being like, oh, well, why do I care about this? Like, why? Why am I going to care about this? When, especially if the rumor that we're going to get more Outbreak maps, even after Cold War is done, it wouldn't make much sense if they go away from the Dark Aether story.
True.
And that brings me to my next topic. Like, I have 2 more topics I want to talk about. Is that if you guys did not notice, this morning they actually showed on the Call of Duty Mobile Twitter that Zombies is returning soon.
Yes.
And I do think this is because of the popularity of Cold War Zombies. Because why? At the peak of Zombies, you bring it back.
Also, everyone's been asking for mobile zombies for the past year.
Yeah.
Every week, they've been asking for it so much.
Yeah. So it's good to see that return, and I do hope that we actually see some new maps like the Knocked map. Like, I really hope that we can finally play it.
Dude,
not just Sheena
what happened to Transit? Whatever happened to that? I don't. How did that happen?
We don't know what happened.
Remember that? Remember the Transit? Because whatever happened? Like,
it was
Transit on mobile zombies.
Yeah,
I remember seeing full gameplay of that.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
I don't.
It was Diner. It wasn't it in the Chinese version of the Call of Duty mobile app? I think it was in the Chinese version.
I kind of want to put gameplay on the screen just because I want to show people what we're talking about.
Yeah, I won't be able to do that.
I'm pretty sure I could show
since
this.
it will
I don't
lag so
even
much.
know
The real interesting bit about this is, will they bring back Shinonuma or not? Will they just keep that one map? Because that's what they did with Shinonuma. Like, they just released a new stuff every single day and week, and I'm like, okay, I'm just done with these raids. Like, it was fun to play with your friends and everything, also on the PC with like that app. But it did get boring after a certain time. Like, you just use the same old weapons. Like, I don't know what the shotgun's name is again, but it was like a really good shotgun. You could buy it on the wall and it was really cheap. It was basically like a lever action shotgun. But, yeah, you did your raids and you did your high rounds and that was it. And then you go back to multiplayer or you do something else. Like, it had a battle royale, right?
Yes,
yeah,
I think so.
But that's basically it what you did for the day. And then when Zombies got removed suddenly, like, everyone's like, the fuck do I play now?
Yeah.
So it is really interesting to see Zombies return. Hopefully we're gonna get more updates for this time, that it's gonna be actually its own mode, since I do think that it will be fun to play it again, also with friends. And if they were to put like Grief or Turned into, I think that will be really fun as like a party game itself, since the mobile version actually is like a party game. And yeah, you can cash in already on the zombie characters. I know you did that, Activision. Making my boy Tank Dempsey die.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm showing on my stream. The gameplay I'm showing. So this is from, I think it's from Mr. Dog JD. This basically this was a diner, right? There was a boss fight. There was a lot of crazy stuff going on in this.
There was like a
really
farmer boss fight, like a Chainsaw Massacre guy.
Yeah, there's a guy named the Butcher right here.
Cerberus.
Let's see if let's skip over. Yeah, see, we see here's by town. It was a big experience. I don't know why they scrapped this.
Yeah, we don't know.
It seemed like a huge.
Yeah, it looked really fun as well. Like, I was waiting for it, and then suddenly, Zombies is canceled.
Yeah,
like, the fuck?
Avogadro. Wow, there was so. It seemed like the mode was nearly done.
Yeah,
Dang.
Yeah, it's a sad thing to see, but it's finally returning, so that's good.
That's good. Yep.
Did you have any fun memories playing zombies on mobile, Xbox?
Yeah, I remember playing with my boy Redact on the Shinonuma map, and we were going for high rounds, and we did pretty good. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
But then as time moved on, it was just repetitive.
It's
so,
the same thing you do
yeah.
every single time. And I do have to say, I did like that they included in Shinonuma a bit of Zetsubo no Shima. Like, it was something new and fresh
Easter egg.
for that Easter egg. Yeah, you could either do that one boss, or then you could go kill Groot. Yeah, I'm not gonna call him the other man. I'm just gonna call him Groot. My man's tree man. And yeah, it was
Groot.
yeah, it was a really freshened up experience for me. Just fun as well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
For sure.
Revived. Anything you want to talk about before my final topic?
Trying to think.
I got nothing. I say we covered up a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered a lot. No, good.
There's one more thing I want to talk with you guys about. And that is regarding Warzone, but it's about the soap skin. Did you guys hear the thing that the soap skin is gonna be a bundle with Modern Warfare 3 Remastered campaign?
What?
Yeah, I did hear that. I did
not.
Yeah, that is really interesting, since if you guys did not know, yes, today is actually the day that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered came out on PlayStation. Like, a year ago, Modern Warfare 2 on PlayStation arrived. The campaign itself.
Yep.
We do know that there's a multiplayer in the works, and that it's been tested via leaks. But they're still having that on backup, because you never know when it's a rainy day for Activision. But it is interesting, since we already saw Soap gameplay cover up like a month ago. And now that he's suddenly in the game, we hear stuff about Modern Warfare 3 Remastered campaign. And it's also today the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered day that launched a year ago. So I do have a feeling that in between Season 3 and 4 at least, I do think we might be looking at Modern Warfare 3 Remastered campaign. Since we know it's done.
Yeah.
It's being tested right now. It's even green-lighted, I think, as well, right now. Like, it's being rated. And we also know it's coming because of the freaking hint inside the museum, where it says, like, part of the Modern Warfare Remastered collection. So, we do know it's coming, and we do know that it's probably going to be soon, since Soap is right now in the game, playable, and that probably was not supposed to be there, since it was supposed to come with the bundle for Modern Warfare 3. So, it's really interesting. And I wonder what they're going to do with that. Like, are they still going to keep it on hold, or are they going to release it soon? Because people are itching right now for that Soap bundle, let's be honest. And also the new weapons on Modern Warfare, like that thing has been in the game for 2 months now? 3 months? Like the Psychov.
Guess so.
Yeah. So there's a lot of speculation still, and with Modern Warfare just getting new updates, I do think we'll be looking at Modern Warfare 3 Remastered campaign maybe coming in between Season 3 and 4. Or maybe even earlier, you never know. They might just release it suddenly next week. We never know.
Yeah, we never know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that.
Indeed.
Probably not anytime. I wouldn't say maybe not soon, just because they're probably worrying about hyping up the Warzone thing. But maybe afterwards, I could definitely see them doing
Oh
it.
yeah, true.
If the Cold War map isn't as good as they think it is, maybe they could drop it down.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because we're gonna see what happens. I'm kind of excited to see how the whole next map is gonna be. Obviously, as we get closer to the event, we'll have more information on the Warzone event.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not let down. Hopefully, it'll be up to the grabs. Taking how long it's been taking for any progress to really be shown.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do think that wraps up everything we want to talk about, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Anything you have to talk about Xbox? Oh yeah. So make sure everyone go check out Xbox. He's live every single day on YouTube.
My man.
He is literally he is insane with how how much he has to do, and just he does it every day. He's always locked in, and really, I'm gonna put his link in the chat if you guys want to go follow him on YouTube.
Same as for me. It's in the
every
description.
single day.
It's in the description, so
Thank
check
you.
him out.
Every
He's gonna be
single day.
live soon as well with some Among Us on the new map with the Z-Lad. So make sure to check that out. Revive, are you gonna be joining him as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, and it'll be fun to play some Among Us after a while. But yeah, he streams every single day. You guys go check him out. He deserves way more than what he is right now. Everyone go check him out. Just put his link in the description, chat.
Indeed.
So yeah, go check Xbox out. He is literally
the
one of
GOAT.
the fucking best YouTubers one of the best smallest YouTubers that there's way more recognition that he gets.
Indeed.
So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Means a lot.
So,
Alright.
I just want to say, Xbox, thank you for joining us. Sorry about the rocky roads last week, but we're here now, and it was a blast having you here. Like, I wanted you here from the beginning, and we finally got here, and I'm so happy that it went the way it went. So, thank you so much.
It was very fun. Thank you for having me here, man.
Good to hear.
And maybe we can get you again one day, dude. When everything's all the chaos is settled down. You know, once we get
perhaps.
past all these this chaos, and it'll be fun. We'll see. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Remember also that every single podcast will be able to watch again on Flamer's channel. So go check Flamer's channel out if you want to rewatch any of the old podcasts. And remember, you can always let us know if you guys want any topics to talk about.
Yep.
And yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Anything last we gotta talk about? Any last words before we end?
Big Time Rush is on Netflix. Go watch.
Yes, go watch it.
Go watch it. Yes.
Straight up.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So before we end, I'm just gonna tell you guys that this has been episode 5. Next week we will be back with episode 6 featuring a really special guest. I am really excited to have this man on board. Took me a lot of convincing, but he's finally getting on. No, it's not Greg FPS, but it's somebody else we know. But yeah.
I don't even know who it is. So
no, you don't know. That's the best thing about it. I'm gonna make it a surprise to the end.
I don't even know who it is.
But yeah, you guys are gonna enjoy it.
I'm interested.
And yeah. So yeah, thank you all for watching. And it's Boy Flamer, signing out. Have a good day.
See ya.